Friends, we started to discuss about factors influencing the process of development. And in the initial class or in the introductory class, we discussed about the specific differences between the two terms, particularly development and growth. Basically, you found that we discussed that development is a composite term which covers the total dimensions of the process of changes, whereas growth is, you see, such a term which indicates the specific parameters or specific aspects of the process of development. Also, we found that we can see growth, but we never can see development. Development is to be felt so much well because development has concern or association with the process of psychological transformation or inner changes of human personality. We discuss in class number 1, and this is class number 2 on the title, on the unit, and we are to discuss today what are those factors which specifically influence the process of development of a human child. Here you see, friends, there are two primary factors. How many factors are there in the process of development? Or what are those factors which influence the process of development? If it is asked in the examination, then you are to say that there are two factors, primary factors. And these are hereditary or heredity, and the another is environment. So heredity means the genetic history, or the environment means the total surroundings. These are the two factors which you see bear specific impact on the process of development as well as growth. Heredity and environment which play vital roles in the process of growth and development of human child means the personality of the human child. Let us see the next slide. The term heredity, now we are to know the origin of the term. If it is asked in the examination, then you will come to know, or you are to write as Latin origin. This is originated from the Latin term hereditas. This is the Latin term hereditas, and the meaning of hereditas is heirship. Heirship, you are to write. Heredity in brief. Now if we are to define, then we find that means the passing on or crossing over of physical or mental characteristics from one generation to the another. Means the transmitted potentialities, the potentialities which are, you see, transmitted by the, influenced by the natural process, you see, as per the law of the universe or law of nature. It means the genetic history, means the history of gene which determines the psychophysical qualities of the living organism. Friends, what you are today means your facial appearance, your physiological appearance, the mental potentialities means like intelligence power or memory or interest, motivational power. All these are genetic capabilities which are basically transmitted during the stage of pregnancy or the formation of concept formation within the mother's abdomen. So friends, heredity and environment, and heredity is the genetic history of a concern, you see, organism. And once we discuss about human life, then we are to say that heredity basically helps us to get all the physiological as well as psychological attributes and appearances. Let us see the next slide. Influence of heredity, you see, this is the history. If you do have a little bit knowledge of science which you studied either in your school level, this is the genetically genetic source, and these are transmitted from one generation to the next one. There is cross correction between or among the influences, and we acquire all our physiological potentialities as well as mental attributes. Let us go back to the next one. Again, the term environment, which is another most important factor which plays very specific roles in the process of development. Environment is originated from the French term environ, or in some books you will find as environner. But this is the term environ, which is French term where from the term environment is originated. And this term means to surround, to cover. And this is the diagram where from you can develop your concept concerning to environment. It means the total surrounding where we live in and develop our capabilities or potentialities as well as we exist in. Let us see the next slide. So that environment means the total surrounding of the living organism. Environment in broad meaning is the surroundings or conditions in which a person, animal or plant lives or exists or operates. So genetically we get the potentialities and our existence has link in with the environment. Let us see the next slide. All the basic elements of existence of person, animal, plant, etc. are there in environment. In the process of growth and development of the human child, heredity and environment plays very significant roles. Heredity determines the psychophysical potentialities and characteristics of the living organism. Means the physiological capabilities and physiological appearances as well as the psychic capabilities like intelligence, memory power, power of power of motivation, interest power, attention capabilities, all are genetically transmitted potentialities which we focus in the surroundings, means the environment. So in the process of development, the factors, basically heredity and environment, play very important role, and particularly so far our physiological as well as psychic properties and capabilities are concerned, heredity has this specific importance, and so far our socio-political habits and attitudes are concerned, these are basically developed or formed according to the influence of the total surrounding where we live in. Let us see the next slide. On the other hand, environment helps to develop all the original powers and potentialities. The influences of environment in the process of development of socio-political habits, cultural habits and attitudes are very significant. So friends, we have come to know here that genetically we get all potentialities, and that's why we can very easily say that or explain that so far our physiological or physical as well as mental, means psychic potentialities and capabilities are concerned, these are genetically determined. On the other hand, so far our socio-political habits, attitudes, cultural tendencies and social behavior are concerned, these are formed or developed in the influence of the environment. So friends, in the process of growth and development, these are the two basic factors. One is heredity, another is environment, which play definite role in the process of total formation of our personality. So thank you so much for today. Again, we are to discuss the other things, particularly the other specific aspects which have special concern with the title, particularly factors influencing development. Thank you so much.